Hey my friends, I don't think there's enough Judds lessons out there, and I love the Judds. And every time I play one, my wife sings along. Let's get into the song and let's talk about the chords that we're going to need. Okay my friends, we're going to be completely open. We're not going to have any capo whatsoever. And the chords we're going to need are going to be a G. You're going to need a G7. So basically I would suggest moving your ring finger up to 3 on 6. Go ahead and put your middle finger on 2 of 5. And then drop your index finger all the way down to 1 on 1. We're also going to need a C. We're going to need a D, a D7, and an A minor. Now for the most part guys, these chords, they just kind of sit on them for a little bit, but on that D it does kind of move straight from that D to that D7. I'm also going to show you a little bit of a lick that you can do in this song, which is really neat. But first let's talk about the intro. The intro just sits on a G, but it has a really neat picking pattern. So let's take a look at that. So you're going to form your G right here. You don't need to put down your index finger. You're going to need to double stop down here on 1 and 2, and you're going to pluck 6, and then you're going to pluck 3 open. Then you're going to drop all the way down to 1 with your pinky on the third fret. So it's going to go like this. Then you're going to come back up to open on 3. Then you're going to pluck 2, which you're going to have your ring finger on 3 of 2, and you're going to go. And then you're going to hit 1 open, and then back up to 3 on 2. And it's going to sound like this. At regular speed. Now, it does have kind of a little hop on that last note. If you want to, there's a different way you can do it. Instead of coming back down here on open, you can take your ring finger and reach over here and hit 5 on 2. So it'd be like this. Now that's a little bit of a stretch. It kind of makes that sound a little bit more poppy, that dun dun, instead of the hangover that you have with the open string. I suggest doing it the easy way, and you don't even have to play that lick. You can just sit here and go. Strum pattern. Down with a pause, down, up, down, up, down. The chords we're going to need for the verse are actually going to be a G to the G7 to a C. Stay on that C, and then it's going to go back to the G, and then it's going to go to a D to a D7, and then it's going to go back up to the top again, do the exact same thing, the G to the G7 to the C, and then back to the G, D, D7, G, and then a hold. So let's go ahead and let's strum that beginning, the intro, and then we're going to go into the verse. 4 bars in the intro. Mama, I found someone he said would come along. He's a sight so unlike any man I've known. D, D7, G. It's great to let him in to a G7. I'm not the trusting kind to see. Stay on that C, convinced he's heaven sent. D, out of mine is mine. So that was a D, D7, G. Now when you come to that pause right there, it's going to be a count like this. So be out of his 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Mama, he's crazy. So you're actually going to have the vocals come in on 3 count on the second bar, and they're going to cover the 3 and the 4 beat. But you as a guitar player, you're going to go the 4/8 counts before you come in. Mama, he's crazy. And you're going to come down that C. So now we're up to the chorus. Let's go ahead and talk about those chords. You're going to be a C, and there's a little rundown I'm going to show you here. And then you're going to go to a G, and then you're going to go to a D, to a D7, start back at the top, and this time you're going to do a G with a G7, to a C, an A minor, to a G, D, D7, G. Okay, before we play through this chorus, let's go ahead and talk about this little rundown I was telling you about. So it goes, Mama, he's crazy. Crazy over me. So you're starting off on that C, but then you're going to land back on the G again. But that rundown is 3 on 5, 2 on 5, open on 5, into the G. Again, Mama, he's crazy. Crazy over me. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. We're going to come out of that pause, we'll count it out, and then we're going to go into the Mama, he's crazy. Must be out of his mind. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Mama, he's crazy. Crazy over me. In my life, he says where he wants to be. I've never been so in love. G7, he beats all I've ever A minor. Mama, he's G, D, D7, G. Then it's going to go back into that intro lick again. Okay, now we're not going to go through the second verse, but I do need to tell you there is a little bit of a difference when you have that pause at the end of that second verse going into the second chorus. And what that pause is, instead of doing a 8-beat pause or a 2-bar pause, now you're going to actually do a 1-bar pause. So it's going to be like this. Once, so it's going to be 1, 2, Mama, he's crazy. So you're only going to be paused for 4 beats on that one. The vocals will come in on 3 and 4, and you come back in on 1. Now on this chorus, it's going to be just like the previous chorus. However, there is a tag, and it's going to go like this. He's crazy over me. Mama, he's crazy. Crazy over me. So you're going to do that turnaround on that C, G, to G. It's going to have that D, C, G to end it off. Now one more interesting thing, you guys, there, when you go back to that intro lick, I believe it does it like 3 times, and the 3rd time you're going to do this little slide up thing. It's very, very Garth Brooksish, if you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, what you're going to do, if you want to do that lick, which is really neat, you're going to start with your middle finger on 2 of 4 and your index finger on 1 of 2. So almost part of a C, but you're not going to use this ring finger up here, and you're going to slide up to 4 with your middle finger, and you're going to have your index finger on 3 of 2. So you're going to be, and slide back down, or alternatively you can go, you can just slide up to 4 and then come back down here and hit 1 on 2, and then I like to hit open on 3, so it's not like this. Man, who doesn't love a Judds song? And I've actually got another one right up here, Why Not Me, that you guys can actually practice too. They're all pretty easy. But that's all I have for you guys today, man. I love it that you guys are checking out my channel. I hope you're getting better at guitar. And man, that's all I have. God bless. And don't forget, practice what you have to so you can play what you want to.